Welcome, everybody, to the Player's Choice Invitationals. This is the first group of the quarterfinals. This is a 3-game set. Winner moves on to the semifinals of the Player's Choice Invitational. We'll run you through the players here. We've got Crackle069, Feliz, Zycron, Cecil Dogan, the Apes Flying Poo, and Arco in this one. I believe that is Apes here. That'll be first win. Britannia advance. We're playing with portals, blizzards, unstable portals, blizzards, and this is a World Dom progressive match here in a no bonus map here in Britannia advance. No need to see the bonuses because they shouldn't be taken. I know we've got a very small UI here, which is unfortunate. Don't know that Zycron will see that we need it bigger, but I'll try to expand what we can see here without cutting off too much. There goes something like that. A little bit better. I'll try to message Zycron to up the UI if he can. Because we can't really see any numbers here. All right, so we've got Arco second in turn order. I think Zycron's going to up our UI for us a little bit. Thank you. Hey, there we go. Now we can see something at least. He was probably playing on some tiny map. Okay, fourth in turn order, we've got Crackle. This is the Player's Choice Invitational. All 6 of these players had to win a game to move on from the octofinals here to the quarterfinals. This is to get a spot in the semifinals, the final 12 of the Player's Choice Invitational. First tournament of the PRT Tour 2025. Again, when Britannia advances and no bonus map in general, don't expect bonuses to be taken. It is Prague World Dom. Arco and Crackle sitting in great spots. Typically, that's where you want to be on a no bonus Prague World Dom game is spot 3 and 4. So we'll see if Arco and Crackle can make something of it. Feliz here, 5th in turn order, playing as purple. I think I can adjust back down the size of the map now just slightly, so we can see it all. There we go. Okay. Making some progress. All right. We'll get the names, the colors all added here to the scoreboard here shortly. Dog Sergeant helping us out with that. Zycron too good, yeah. He was probably playing like some crazy, like, I don't even know, some crazy giant map before, and that's why he had the UI down. Or maybe he just likes to really challenge himself without knowing the numbers that players have. Horseboy's going to play it as a bonus game. That makes sense. That makes sense. Horseboy's going to come in expecting bonuses. Welcome in official Tanner, Horseboy, and Hudson Hornet. This game will be interesting. This game's usually when we play a Prague World Dom and Britannia Advance, it's a lot about lining up the player in front of you, so staying attached to him throughout the game until that second set of trades, and trying not to stay completely connected to the player right behind you in turn order. I think I said that backwards. Only take bonuses in zombie games? Yeah. That's smart, honestly. That's just good. That's good risk. All right, so Apes and Orange here, second in turn order. Let's kind of start looking at positions. Arco, arguably the top player in the world right now, third in turn order. Playing as yellow. Theoretically, he's lining up Crackle here. See what he's doing lines-wise. Maybe he's thinking this comes here, and could even come down here maybe. He doesn't have a direct path that way. So not great lines yet, but plenty of time to work on them. Let's see what Crackle's doing here, lining up Feliz. He's got some decent lines. He's got a problem. He's got a bit of a hole up here. You see no blue up at the top of the map. Usually the biggest problem you have on this map is if you are just missing a spot at the bottom, over here, or over here. You kind of need one in each area. That usually is what causes the biggest problems. Of course, we got unstable portals here, so that may fix some of that. We'll see. I bet we see Crackle try to use an unstable portal at some point to get a spot up north. All right, and then Feliz lining up Cecil Dogan likely, which he's got some challenges in that planning also. I don't know where that would go specifically. He's got trouble getting over here for sure. This also could be a kill guarded position. So we're 2 turns in. Alright, Felice makes an 8 down at the bottom. Let's see what he wants to do with that. Nothing. Okay. Okay, so now we're on turn 3 here. Zycron playing his green first in turn order here on his homeland of Britannia. Got an interesting mixture of nationalities here. Crackle from the U.S. as well as Cecil Dogan and the Apes. Feliz from Peru, Zycron from England, and Arco from Canada. Get a good mixture of playing styles here. Okay, let's see what Zycron... So usually first in turn order in a Prague World Dom in a no bonus game, you are trying to get in as many corners as possible early in the game. Zycron's going for territory count. So notice the 3s. Looks like his strategy is I want to hold on to territories and locations here early on. He's going with medium stack strategy, likely only to get that 1 taken out. Okay, thanks, Eric, for updating that. Appreciate you. It's Dog Sergeant's, I think, first match hosting, so bit of a learning curve. All right, Horse Boy's got the best line so far as being Zycron on Apes. Okay. Take a look at that real quick. Maybe this comes through here. Could come either way. This could come either way. That goes there. Yeah, he's in pretty good position. Maybe something like that. Here goes Crackle for turn 3. Troop count's all pretty close. Arco's down at 23 troops. What did... Arco must have lost a 3 stack somewhere. He's definitely lower than everybody. That's kind of interesting. I missed seeing what he got hit. All right, Feliz is working over here. He wants to keep his 2 positions. Keeps a 4 set in that portal, which will open up next turn. Cecil here playing as white. Cecil's got a 10 at the bottom. And he fortifies, okay, into 2 3 stacks. He's potentially opening up someone coming into there. Turn 4 here now. Zycron leads us off again in green. I know that top territory can be a bit tricky. I missed it in a very important tournament game one time. So you'll notice the graphics pop up over it. But there is a territory up there. It does belong to Apes here. It's a 4 as of now. You're going to want to remember that. Apes has a pretty good spread position. He's got the north, central, he's got something out west, and he's working to move this down into this corner, and then he's got something here. So he's working into a bunch of different spots. Just pretty common. The first 2 in turn order are usually trying to get into corners when you're playing these kind of settings. Play into corners and get away from the person right in front of you in turn order. Let's see what Crackle does. In his draft phase, he's 4 troops ahead of Arco, so maybe feeling a little bit safe. As safe as you can feel when Arco's hunting you down. He's got to feel like this 4 is pretty tough for Arco to get to. But everything else is relatively easy for him to get to. All right, so we're just seeing a trade kind of starting here between Cecil and Crackle over in Wales. No, not in Wales, in Ireland. Quick turn from Cecil there. Didn't want to give everybody time to plan what they were doing next. All right, Zycron here at the start of turn 5. Again, taking a look at Zycron on Apes potentially. This is still set up to work. It would have to work up to that, so he's going to need some more troops there. This 4 is getting a little more hairy to get to. This is still lined up easily. This is still lined up easily. So do we see him work down from this 4? Yeah. think he's going to... No, he comes back up. Okay, so he's keeping it nice and camouflaged if that's his plan. Hard to play super aggressive as that first in turn order, because if he gets that first of the second set of trades, if he gets the first trade, it's not a super big trade if you go get that bounty. So it's not necessarily worth it. You got to be a little more patient in that position. This territory generally considered the best strategic value on the map just because of all the connections and the blocking that can be done there. Arco quick turning it. Arco in 4 positions. He's at 28 troops in 4 positions. Wonder if he's feeling a little bit daunted here. We've got another Prague World Dom coming up for Game 2, and then a fixed 70 in Game 3 here. Players' Choice Invitational, the tournament that we're playing in here, players got to choose the maps for each of these games. They chose Britannia Advance here for the Prague World Dom, likely because they wanted a no bonus map except for Horse Boy, who thinks this is a bonus map. But that's likely why they chose it here. To get a true Prague World Dom, which changes the game, obviously. Not having bonuses, it puts more emphasis on who has cards at the right time. But there's RNG involved in any format of settings and risk. It's just kind of choosing between which one you want to have priority. And this basically puts cards in a major priority. Not getting cards on 4 in the second set of trades likely spells doom. Speaking of trades, we're at our first set of trades here. This is going to be the 4 trade for Zychron here in green. Trying to decide what he wants to turn in. Zychron's got the Among Us troops. Pretty funny. Don't see Zychron as green much. He usually plays as white. Cecil stole the white color from him. Right, Zychron using the portal for that fortify. So he moves troops from here down to here through the portal. 6 trade for Apes here in orange. He moves off the portal. See what he does with his fortify. Nothing. It doesn't look like he moved anything with this fortify. Okay. Here goes Arco. Adds 3 to his northern position, 3 to his southern position, 3 to his western, 2 to his central. And takes a super fast turn. Moving up. Yeah, Zychron's brutal in Prague World Dom. He's played a lot of Prague World Dom. Super aggressive player. Really good at finding kills. Arco, not a super aggressive player. Crackle's pretty aggressive. So your 3 and 4 player in turn order. Your 3 player's not super aggressive. Your 4 player's very aggressive. I would say your 5 player is also very aggressive here. We'll see how that all plays out. Again, cards will have a major effect also. All right, Crackle just moves up. Does he stay there? Let's see. Of course, working to line up purple. It looks something like this for Crackle. He didn't fortify the 5 down, interestingly. And then he's got the hole up top still. He has not been able to create that northern position. Fleas uses the portal. Comes from here, and then he portal jumps again down to here. And he's going to fortify out of that. So he creates just additional positions. Interesting. Pretty defensive play from Feliz there, knowing that the portals won't be open next turn. We're still in our first set of trades. That was the final first trade there, going to Cecil Dogan. Cecil 1 troop ahead of Feliz. Pretty major difference in troops from the first 3 in turn order to the second 3 in turn order here. All right, we are now in turn 7. Zychron really thinking it through here. He's in a lot of positions. Those are split positions, and he keeps moving the screen to mess up my nice bubbles I'm drawing. 7 different spots. That's a tough kill, and that's I think, well played in the first position to make yourself really tough to kill. What usually happens in my experience in Britannia Advance is someone goes for that first kill. If they get the first kill, they likely win the game. And if they fail the first kill, it is a snowball for somebody. We'll see. We'll see if it plays out that way. Yeah, Apes is not going to give up this spot. Arco moves a little bit north. He wants this position up top. But he's playing a true 4-position play here. Tanner says Zycron officially goes to 5, surely. Are you saying that because he's confident he's safe? Or because you're confident he didn't get the cards he likes? Didn't get the +2s where he wants them? Yeah, Crackle just hits and moves back here. Not at risk of death, yeah. I mean, that's famous last words, that you feel safe in a game of Risk, but he's in 7 positions, and it looks like he's a really tough kill. Obviously, it'll depend how many people trade him before, or after him also, before someone else that might go for his kill. But I think we've seen pretty defensive play from everyone besides maybe Crackle. Crackle's been pretty aggressive with his play, except he's not lining up Feliz up north, so he must be working on something else. Maybe we can figure that out. Let's see what Zycron does here. He's on 4. This is the second set of trades. This is usually the turn these games start getting very interesting as these trades become more worth it. This is the 20 trade available to the next trade, so if you get the 20 trade, then you get a bounty. That's the 25 trade. Oh, I thought it was a skip. Okay. Hold off if you can on winner advances. Yeah. Yeah, that's potentially right. Potentially right. That's maybe why we see a little bit slower play of it. Because the bounties, you know. Okay, so there's the 20 trade for Apes. Apes maybe didn't feel as comfortable as Zycron did, even though he's up here at the top with just Zycron and Feliz touching. Okay, that was just a hit and moves back. So defensive trade there from Apes. See what Arco does. He's only in 4 spots. He's got to be the most vulnerable player on the board here. Only in 4 spots. He was lowest in troop count coming into the turn, I think. Or equal to Zycron, maybe. So we've had 1 trade. Arco obviously has cards on 4, because you can imagine Arco not having cards on 4, but he does decide to go ahead and trade those in. As I understand it, it's impossible for him not to have it, so that wasn't an option. Interesting placement. He places most of them in his central and north location. He goes and sits in a portal with a 29 stack. So he moves... Oh, he splits them, 15-15. And then he goes top portal to bottom here. Interesting. And he doesn't fortify anything back. So he just goes to create a new position there at the bottom. 5th position created by Arco. Crackle's going to trade also. He heads 12 to the left, 6 to the bottom, 3 to the right. He still hasn't... I think maybe he goes to that portal from somewhere to try to get further north and next to Feliz. We'll see. Okay, yeah, he comes up from here and splits. And he laughs. Okay. Here goes Feliz. So we've had 3 trades so far. So that's the 20, 25, and 30 trade are in. Next trade is 35 troops for 3 cards. Feliz hanging on to his position in the portal, decides not to move anymore and stays in the portal. Doesn't fortify out of it. Okay, so Feliz doesn't trade. Zycron doesn't trade so far. Tanner's saying this is now bad for Zycron because so many people traded. Horace says Arco uses his Canadian luck. That makes sense. Hudson thinks Zycron's probably fine. Yeah, if you go for the kill, it's neutral. It's 40 troops, but it's 5 cards. Let's see Cecil thinking it. I don't know how he gets down in here, though. Yeah, he doesn't do it. Maybe looked at it, couldn't figure out how to get there. Okay, does Zycron do anything with a 5 trade? He gets 40 troops, plus his 3, so he's going to have 43 to lay out here on the field. He's at 83 troops. Can he get Feliz potentially? Would maybe be a play. Obviously, Feliz at 5 cards. Looks like Juicy Bounty. I mean, it's 45 trade next. Hudson thinks Zycron's in a great position now. Tanner agreeing. No one going for him makes it a great situation. Okay, we just saw a simple attack there from Zycron. Nothing crazy. He comes over and down and leaves his troops there. All right, Ape's playing as orange. We're in turn 9. I believe that's right. Yep. Everyone has traded their second trade. Okay, that's a move down here from Apes. And he fortifies back up. Onto Arco. $45 trade for Feliz coming up. Unless Crackle goes for it. If anyone in this group likely to go for it, it's Crackle. That 9 is blocked off from Crackle, though. If portals were open, different story. Who has perfect lines on Apes? Zycron does? Alright, Crackle just hit and moved back. Fleas gets his 45 trade, and everyone has now completed our second set of trades here in turn 9. Crackle giving Feliz a well played. That's interesting. Portals will be open next turn, remember. Feliz hits and stays right there. Zycron hits and moves back. Sorry, not Zycron. Cecil. The white really gets me. All right, turn 10 here for Zycron. No trade. He went out and came back. See what Apes does. You guys think problems for Apes if he goes to 4 cards because Zycron's got him? Looks like that for Zycron taking out Apes next turn. The 11 would be an issue there. Almost. Okay, so that's the almost strike kills the 11. I think you're talking about that right there. Okay, Arco hits and moves back. Time to go to Crackle. Does anyone trade on 3 here? So Zycron needs a trade on 4, but if he gets the trade on 4, he should have the Apes kill for positive troopage. That's what the chat's saying anyways. Chat's undefeated. What's up, Chad? Welcome in. Alright, Crackle comes down and goes back up. Fleas has been quiet here. He's got a bunch of positions around the map. I think he was worried about Crackle early on, but he now has more troops than Crackle through the 2 sets of trades. Apes kill is super positive. Okay. So if the chat's seeing it, surely the players in the game are seeing it. Do they do anything to try to protect Apes here? Or do they let nature take its course? Fleas maybe thinking about going for something here? Oh, Fleas hits a Crackle 8. And Crackle gives the O-face. And then he fortifies his troops this way. And Crackle says good game, like he's upset or something. And here we go. Cecil just moves down into the portal, which won't be a portal here shortly. And we're on to whatever... Okay, so there is the trade for Zycron. We get the good game here from Cecil. Who's he saying good game to, Apes? Zycron could sweep this with the right dice. Okay, let's see. He's trying to line it up perfectly for sure. We get the good game from Apes. Okay. There is that territory up at the top. He didn't forget about it. Don't worry. Loses 8 on the 11. GG's to Apes. Apes will be back for game 2. Don't worry. Zycron gets the first bounty. Again, bounties are worth nothing in the Player's Choice Invitational outside of the troops and cards you get within the game. It's all about winning. The winner of this game will move on to the semifinals next week of the Player's Choice Invitational. Okay, this is going into an Arco play. He's got to take that up. This has got to come through a... Okay. And there is the Arco kill for Zycron. He gets the 4 cards. The 60 trade. It's not a double trade. He's at 147 troops. Now, this gets tricky on this map also because you start blocking yourself a little bit once you go for those kills. So it does make the snowball a little bit tough in that sense. Because you just got to get troops in the right spot. But Zycron's one of the best in the world at doing this. Going after Crackle here. He's got to go over, down, down. He stopped. Did he miss something? Did I miss something? Oh, it doesn't connect. It doesn't connect. Classic. Yeah, I mean, they look like they connect. So, obviously we would think that. Yeah, that's a painful one. Okay, trade in here for Crackle. Can these guys make a game of this? Trade in for Feliz. He's at 169 troops, which should win him the game outright, but we'll keep playing. Yeah, there's the dab from Apes. He's still playing. Okay. Feliz is going for the Cecil kill. 21 on 16. Oh, he's got a double tap. If he needs it. Doesn't need it. Got it. Okay. So there's the kill. Feliz gets the kill on Cecil. Gets the 4 cards for a trade in turn. Nobody else. Okay, so he's got to get Zycron to trade him in turn. This comes up like that. Up and around. Three more territories to hit. He's got the Zycron kill. Loses 10 on the 11. And can Feliz finish this thing? He's got 196 troops to take out Crackle's 87. I think it's enough, and Feliz will be your winner of Game 1 of the Player's Choice Invitational Quarterfinals Group 1.